Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 18th of November. We're starting to see some action in the markets, aren't we? The only thing that's missing is some more data. We did see some stuff coming through yesterday. There's expectations out there, but today, well, all we've got is the Australian monetary policy. It really comes down to tomorrow, which Wednesday and Thursday actually, that traders will be watching carefully. Got the Fed meeting minutes tomorrow evening. And the employment data there on Thursday, so it'll be interesting to see what employment data we get there. But there you go, that's what we got at that point. So let's have a look at these lovely markets. Oh, sorry, let's put this back to an hourly, just so you can see what's really going on. And let's rule this out and start where we normally start on the euro dollar. So the euro yesterday had a bit of a grimmish day yesterday, and it was just horrible for a lot of the time. Lots of chop for many an hour, but it does still look soft where it is here now. 4 hourly, there we go. The 4 hourly at the time back here, it looked like, well, if we took a break of the high there, we could be continuing in the original move, but that didn't happen, didn't materialize. It turned almost negative. It's into a little doji, and then we broke the low of that, and well, it chopped. It wasn't a go trade, but look, it was horribly choppy here. Even when it had a little bit of movement, it got back into a chop. It could be more of the same. Looking at it at the moment, it looks like there's the potential for it to run down towards its S1. Almost tempted to look at the 15-minute just to show you the horrible mess that sits there at this stage. Got to see it breaking below the 50 MA etc. here on the shorter time frames, but it's a possibility of a drift eventually down towards that S1. Right, back up the time frames, hourly. Right, the pound. So the pound remains in this well, bearish flag pattern on the bigger scheme of things. It remains in a horrible mess on the 4 hourly and 60 minutes. To me, whilst it's like this, and you've got these outlying support and resistance potential levels, it's probably left alone, as tempting as it often is. The US dollar yen, we saw a continuation yesterday to the upside there. As we've seen it just sort of continue to weaken. That's the yen, sorry, weaken. Strengthening of the US dollar, as money is running to bonds, of course. But anyway, again, this morning we're not really waking up with anything looking too pretty here. It was a slow drift yesterday, and well, we'll watch out for this morning, as it might just turn again here and end up in a small drift to the upside. Good morning, Ravi. Right, Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar pushing up at this stage, still pushing up on this stage. Sorry, that's not the Aussie dollar at all. What's going on? I clicked on the Aussie dollar and never got the Aussie dollar. I was thinking, I didn't think it'd gone up that well. There we go, that's better. So the Aussie dollar looking at rather soft, and it's really just continued yesterday's move at the moment. Where to? Well, it's short into the pivot, etc. It's already hit the S1, but if it was to get up here, maybe looking at the shorts on there, I think you're almost better looking at potentially like the Euro or Aussie. Let's just come back to that. Went the opposite way yesterday, didn't it? Didn't go the way we was looking at it to go in the morning session. There was looking for a breakdown, so the downside never happened. That's why we wait patiently into 8 o'clock. It just turned around straight away, pretty much. Did just take the low out, and that's why. Give it some time before you try and do anything. I went completely the other way yesterday in the end. Right, well, that wasn't a trade there either. Against the Aussie. Right, so the Aussie really losing out yesterday. US dollar CAD, and not much in it at the moment. The US dollar CAD, well, continues to do these horrible choppy days. Best left alone. The Swissy was looking alright to my memory yesterday, but it continued its turn. So it turned. There you go. Now, on the 4-hourly here, this could turn back again here. There is the potential for a move back, but I do wonder if this is an absolute bottoming from last week here. For now, a break back above the highs here could see it switching back again. We've had, I mean, last week was a really good week for the Swissy as the dollar fell against it, but whether we'll see the same this week is another matter. In fact, it's looking like in the shorter time frame here, it's already put a little higher lows in, and it's structurally changed from the trend that was obvious from the 50. Now it's trading above the 50 here and looking more positive. So the break of the upside might be on the cards there. So the dollar may just sort of gain more. This would fit with a softer euro and euro dollar. Yeah, would look good. Right, okay, that's the majors there. If you've got other majors you want me to look at, just type them in. But other than that, I'm just going to quickly go through then to look at gold. This is off nearly, well, nearly coming up to 1%. You see it's rolled down there this morning. Looking uncomfortable at the moment for sure. Stronger dollar really doesn't help the price, and it's generally riding away down there at this stage. Not really for me where it sits, but and there is the risk that it will turn at some point, subject to interest rate cuts, etc. So we can watch on that. The oil came off again here. Well, it came off. It ended up pretty much flat actually yesterday, but it's coming off again. Looking at it earlier on, it's riding its way down towards its S1 again yesterday. Horrible potential in terms of trading. I was really looking on the potential short side down to the S1. None of that sort of happened. It sort of just, it was looking quite bearish initially on that 7 o'clock. It turned a little bit, and I think it was looking at the pivot and the potential of it breaking down. Just never happened later. Went the other way. Just a bit out of control at the moment. S&Ps, talking of out of control. These are looking quite soft now. We've now confirmed a lower high in here on the bigger scheme of things, and well, apparently Nvidia, is it today they're reporting, but so if not today, soon. Just got to watch for the big effect and the knock-on effect. A bad result. Oh, it's tomorrow. Thanks, Stuart. Tomorrow with Nvidia. So with that, the jobs report on Thursday. Probably got some. Today we've tomorrow. It's not the jobs report. Thursday. Tomorrow we've got the Fed meeting. So there's reason for these markets to slow up a little bit, and the uncertainty to continue. Now again, when we're looking at shorting, just as we did yesterday, the DAX turns and hands you a lovely short there yesterday. If you got it, it went off beautifully and went on way beyond what I expected there. So it's looking on the bigger scheme of things here. Yeah, another short day and another short. It's the market that keeps giving to the downside at the moment on every time it gets a decent retrace. It's just a case of really this morning it's into its S1 again, so it hasn't touched a pivot. The chances of the S2 are slightly, well, certainly higher now, but I would like to see it coming back into something and maybe look again this afternoon on this, or later morning. let it shape itself up. Right, that's that. I'll finish off with the FTSE, which is also down at the moment, and this rolled over much later. It held its own there during the day there. It's late, well, afternoon time there before it started rolling over yesterday, catching a little bit of bounce as with everything this morning. I say everything, with the other equity markets just bouncing back following their sell-off earlier through the Asian session. So we'll see what happens on these, but I'm looking really back at the DAX for the next short, to be fair. Right, I will leave you there and wish you a good day's trading. Bye for now.